Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. An Abi Hurairata radhiyallahu anhu anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qala tunkahul mar'atu li arba'in li maliha wa li hasabiha ولجمالها ولدينها فاظفر بذات الدين تربت يداك. This hadith is on choose your wife for her religious piety, narrated by Hazrat Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. Said the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in marrying a woman, a man's choice of a spouse is determined by the consideration of her wealth, her family, and her physical beauty, and her religious piety. But thou shouldest make thy life happy, prosperous, and successful by choosing a spouse on account of her religious piety. Otherwise, thy hands will ever remain in dust. Bukhari. Rapporté par Hazrat Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu, a dit le prophète d'Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, en épousant une femme, le choix d'un homme est déterminé par la considération de sa richesse, sa famille et sa beauté physique et sa piété religieuse. Mais tu devrais rendre ta vie heureuse, prospère et réussie en choisissant un conjoint en raison de sa piété religieuse, sinon tes mains resteront toujours dans la poussière. Bukhari. Urdu tarjuma. अबू हुरैरा रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु बयान करते हैं कि रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम फरमाते थे कि बीवी के इंतखाब में अमूमन 4 बातें मद्दे नज़र रखी जाती हैं। बाज़ लोग तो किसी औरत के माल और दौलत की वजह से उसके साथ शादी करने की ख्वाहिश करते हैं, और बाज़ लोग औरत के ख़ानदान और हसब और नसब की वजह से शादी के ख्वाहां होते हैं, और बाज़ लोग औरत के हुस्न और जमाल पर अपने इंतखाब की बुनियाद रखते हैं, और बाज़ लोग दीन और इखलाक की वजह से बीवी का इंतखाब करते हैं। सो ए मर्दे मुस्लिम, तू दीनदार और बा-इखलाक रफ़ीक़ हयात चुनकर अपनी ज़िंदगी को कामयाब बनाने की कोशिश कर, वरना तेरे हाथ हमेशा खाक आलूद रहेंगे. So in this hadith, under the explanatory notes, it says that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has in this hadith, after stating the considerations that determine the selection of a wife enjoined on Muslims, that their choice of a spouse should be governed primarily by consideration of religious piety and moral endowments, or features or characteristics. As a consequence of this, he says their family lives while his family, sorry, their family lives will be happy and full of bliss. Otherwise, they may enjoy a temporary and superficial pleasant break, but they cannot have true and abiding felicity. So they cannot have a full happiness, long lasting. This saying of the Holy Prophet ﷺ is pregnant or is full with deep wisdom, for through this, not only a way to basing the home life of Muslims on happiest foundations has been opened, but also provision has been made for the well-being and security of the coming generations. But it is a great pity that leaving aside other nations, even the majority of Muslims either totally ignore the aspect of piety and morality while choosing a wife, or give greater consideration to other aspects than to the religious angle. One would fall for her beauty and shut his eyes to other aspects. Another would be wholly won over on account of her wealth. Well, what constitutes the lasting foundation of a happy home life are piety and moral qualities of the wife. There are innumerable instances of men marrying wives for their beauty and comeliness of looks, but when their beauty wanes with time, as all beauty must wane, or on the sight of a prettier woman, the unprincipled husband turns away from her. It so happens that after daily contact with the wife, the husband discovers some unpleasant aspects of her habits. Leave alone a life of felicity for the husband, the home becomes real hell. So the same is true in the case of family lineage, on account of which the wife betrays often an air of superiority and an exaggerated sense of pride vis-a-vis her husband, and this is fatal to family bliss. Wealth, of course, is a passing thing. One possesses it today and loses it in the next moment or the next day. And often a wife's wealth becomes a curse for the husband rather than a source of happiness. Truly, therefore, as the Holy Prophet ﷺ has observed, the real foundations of family happiness and married bliss are laid on a wife's religious piety and her good moral qualities. Very unlucky is the person who is after short-lived toys and gilded things in preference to solid qualities. The lasting good effect that a virtuous and good-natured wife exercises on children is a pertinent gift, which no sensible person who, in addition to his personal comfort, also has the welfare of his generations at heart, can afford to ignore. So it's also a very important factor, which is mentioning here, that if a person is just looking for wealth and good looks, they will not be thinking about their future generation, and their future generation has nothing to do with good looks and money. The future generation needs proper training and guidance, which comes from a stable person and a stable person is a person who is grounded in morality and is pious and religious. So clearly the early bringing up of children is in the hands of the mother. For in a family, the child is naturally more attracted to the mother and is more free with her and spends more of his time with her, while the father, on account of his various other duties, cannot devote much attention to the children. The early training of the children is thus mainly the responsibility of the mother. If therefore the mother is pious and of high character, the children would naturally be well grounded in good morals. But if, on the contrary, a woman has neither piety nor morals, she can never succeed in imbibing the children with good morals and virtuous habits. The truth is that such a wife usually does not appreciate the value and necessity of religion and good morals. So inshallah, I'll continue this commentary tomorrow. Jazakumullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.